Now, I saw this film at a free preview screening, which isn't usually a good sign for films, but is it the case here? Go with the camera reviews, The Book Thief. Now, The Book Thief is based on the novel by Marcus Zuzak. It stars Sophie Nélisse, Geoffrey Rush, Emily Watson, and the voice of Roger Allam. It tells the story of Liesl Meminger, a refugee sent to live with a foster family in World War II Germany. She develops a love for books whilst learning to read, which leads her to steal books from the local mayor's house, which also teaches her to develop a sense of imagination in order to escape from the World War II war. So yeah, like I said, I saw this film at a free preview screening a couple of weeks ago. It comes out on February the 26th here in the UK. And it's a solid film. It's not a great film. It's a good film. Now, I'll kind of get out of the way. The main problem I had with this film, which is quite a big problem, is the fact that apart from the Liesl, I didn't really care about these characters. Maybe that's kind of being a bit too harsh, but I just feel that the characters weren't kind of developed enough, therefore I didn't really kind of connect with any of them, and also therefore I didn't really care what happened to them. And that's not a good sign of a film of this kind of this subject matter. And yeah, it's a pretty big problem with the film. Good thing about the film: great cinematography. The acting is absolutely impeccable. There's a really good kind of plot device in this film that does follow the book, which I'll get to in a minute, which I thought was really, really clever. And the music is fantastic by John Williams. It is the first film he has done the music for not to be directed by Steven Spielberg for, I believe, 10 years, which is quite a big milestone. He usually kind of only does Spielberg films, but he kind of did the music for this film as well. Really, really good music. It got to a point where I didn't kind of notice the music a lot, which might be, again, a downside, but I didn't really focus on it that much. So the good things I can say is the acting in this is very, very good. Sophie Nélisse, who plays the main character, really, really pretty girl. She is going to go far, I think. And I believe that this was one of the best. Now, she's been in a couple of French films, because she's a French-Canadian. But I think this is probably the best, or at least one of the best English language debuts since Haley Steinfeld in True Grit. She's done a really amazing job in this. There's a scene near the end that acting did falter a little bit. She could have been kind of a bit more powerful. There's a really kind of devastating scene at the end, which I won't spoil here, obviously. But the acting by her is absolutely amazing. Like I say, she is going to go far. If she decides to kind of pursue an acting career, I think she could be the next Jennifer Lawrence. I honestly do. She's absolutely amazing in this film. Geoffrey Rush plays her kind of adopted father, who can't really read very well, and they kind of teach each other to read. And the relationship between those two are one of the highlights of the film, really. Really, really comes across kind of the love between these two people. And Emily Watson is kind of cliched, the woman who kind of at the beginning of the film kind of doesn't really like Liesl. She's kind of a bit kind of cold towards her, but then through the course of the film kind of learns to love her, which is a bit cliched, really. But I say, following the book, you have to kind of do that kind of stuff. And also, like I say, but the really good plot point is the fact that the film is somewhat, well, it is narrated by Death, played by or voiced by Roger Allam. Really, really good, really, really good choice for a voice of Death. It's kind of quite a deep voice. The narration could have been used a lot more. It was kind of used like at the beginning of the film, near the middle of the film, and kind of towards the end of the film. But I believe it's either don't have the narration at all or have it throughout the whole film. It does have kind of little bits interspersed with the scenes, but it could have been a lot more, in my opinion. But I say, Roger Allam playing Death is a very, very good casting choice. And also the relationship between Liesl and the local boy Rudy is played for that kind of that coming of age relationship that you see in a lot of films. That again was a kind of a cliche, which leads to most of the melodrama in the film. Like I said, there's a scene near the end that's really devastating. That didn't really have the impact on me that I think that it could have. Again, that comes down to the fact that I didn't really kind of relate to any of these characters, and therefore I didn't really kind of care what happened to them. But I don't know. And later on in the film, the family start hiding a Jew named Max, and kind of her relationship with him kind of comes to the fore in some parts of the film. And that's the main which I didn't really buy that much, which is the main thing, is I just don't think that, I think that the director thought that these scenes were more important than they actually were. I don't know, it was just something about it which I wouldn't say I didn't really like, but I didn't, I thought could have been a lot stronger. I mean, the film looked fantastic. The street that these kind of characters live on, I don't know how much of it was kind of a set and part of it was kind of on location, but it looked really good. You could really bought that this place was Germany. Again, and if they're kind of filming in Germany. It's directed by a British guy, Brian Percival. He does a good job, but I think the script is what lets it down a bit. There's these kind of like these like fun-loving moments, like there's this scene at Christmas where they kind of build this snowman in the kind of the basement where this Jew is hiding, and you think that, I mean, why? I don't know. It was kind of that really kind of that saccharine kind of scenes of them really enjoying themselves, which I guess were needed to kind of alleviate the kind of the more serious aspects of the film, but I didn't think it was that good. So all in all, a solid film. Not a film that I'd go and rush out and see, but a lot of people, but different people might get a lot more out of it than me. Really great acting again. Sophie Nélisse is going to go far, I think. Jeffrey Rush, Emily Watson, and also Roger Allam as the voice of Death all do really good jobs. And the guy who plays Max, I cannot recall his name, is good. I mean, it could have been better, you know. But again, with some fantastic cinematography, a decent enough story. It was overly long as well. I believe it's about, possibly just over 2 hours, or maybe just under. It could have been cut down a lot. And like I say, a solid film. I won't go rush out and see. And I'm going to give The Book Thief a 6 out of 10. So thanks for taking the time out to watch this review. More reviews coming in the future. So until then, please rate, comment and subscribe. And I'll see you in my next video. Thanks for watching.